Who is Taylor Swift going to endorse in the upcoming American election appears to be not just $1 million question, but possibly the most expensive question ever asked in US politics.
Absolutely.
And who would have thought, Geeta, that Taylor Swift, an outsider, someone who doesn't have anything to do with politics, has become the centerpiece of what Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, formerly Ron DeSantis, and the entire galaxy of both the Republican and the Democrats are wondering, ये लड़की किसको endorse करने वाली है?
Absolutely, Shiv. Normally you see the primaries, you see all these election debates, and you know that one fears another contestant, a stronger contender maybe. But over here, both sides, especially the MAGA side, which is the Trump camp, are jittery about her endorsing Biden. Why?
Yeah.
Because she might be outside of the realm of politics, but most of these actors, singers, Hollywood stars, they're all political animals. They are all into politics. They know their politics. She endorsed the Democrats in 2020.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a very fearful Trump trying to at least ensure that she does not endorse. I mean, stay out of it.
And Trump...
Don't say anything. Don't at least go to the Super Bowl and perform and then,
I think Trump and co would have been sitting on the edge of their seats for the entire NFL performance, Super Bowl performance, about whether she was going to do something. When she did bottoms up with her drink, people were saying, there go the MAGA tears and things like that. But I mean, this is serious business. Okay, Taylor Swift may be an entertainer, but she's the only, singer in history, Geeta, who's had $1 billion concert tour. Even the Beatles at their height, adjusted for inflation, never had a concert tour of this kind. The biggest bands in the world.
Also, she's an influencer. Look at the kind of topics, the kind of things she picks up, the conversations she's having, engaging the youth, engaging her people. So there are two things. One, someone wrote saying that Taylor Swift might be the only person who could just turn the elections around for whoever she endorses. Secondly, the fact that most of Trump's supporters are already registered voters. It's her followers who are not registered voters.
It took one Instagram post by her. One Instagram post by her to spike voter registries by 150%.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. So it's not just about who is she going to endorse, but she's actually mobilizing America to go vote.
She just has to say, go register.
Yeah, and it's incredible. And the thing is, you've got Trump. You mentioned Trump. Now, Trump has his own little ambiguities about this election and whether he's going to be able to fight or not. There was a recent setback that he suffered in one more state that you've been covering, Geeta. Trump in signature kind of, petty personal style says, jab main president tha, I had enacted this music act which actually protected artists like you. Yeah. And therefore, if you endorse Joe Biden, it will be seen as disloyal. I wish I was making this up. This is actually what Trump said. So it's almost like I've given you so much, you owe me your endorsement.
But that's what Trump always does.
Yeah.
He's always been about, I gave you this, now it's time to give back.
Transactional.
But Taylor Swift is not that. She knows who she is. She has become larger than life in America. Look at her following.
Yeah.
She just has to say stop to a thing and her followers will stop. So again, it's not about endorsing because which is what they're fearing. They're fearing that what if she comes out and endorses. For Trump, the biggest issue right now is please do not endorse anyone.
Yeah.
Just stay out of it. I think Taylor Swift is also taking time because she was quite quick to endorse Dems in 2020. She's also taking her time is because of what she's seeing with the Biden campaign as well. And it will not be an easy one for her.
Correct. And also because there's a tide against Biden as well. So she doesn't want to be seen to be...
Yes. Yeah. And then most of the conversations are about whether he's fit or not.
Yeah.
And I don't think she would want to endorse somebody who she herself or her team or the people who follow her don't really deem fit. There is conversation about whether if there could be a change midway, which is what Vivek Ramaswamy was hinting at. And if that happens, and if you're actually looking at Michelle Obama, can you imagine what's going to happen? Because Taylor Swift will be the first person to actually come out and endorse.
Yeah.
So the Democrats, instead of having a 3-term Democratic presidential tenure
Run, yeah.
have now risked it by having Biden. Now, I'm coming back to politics,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
going back to Taylor Swift.
No, it's fascinating because Taylor Swift has been described by one magazine, I forget which, one of the mainline US magazines, as the most powerful woman in the world. Not the most powerful singer, not the most powerful entertainer, but the most powerful woman in the world, precisely for this reason, because what you said, her word, and it's no longer, the amazing part about Taylor Swift now is, most experts and those who've been watching Taylor Swift closely say it's very unlikely that she will make an overt endorsement,
Yes.
which means it could be subliminal,
Yes.
it could be just
a
a hint, just a suggestion. It could be a picture, it could be
The
something
colour.
she says in a concert, it could be color, it could be what she drinks, and it,
The symbol, anything she
the
uses.
reason why it's fascinating, Geeta, is because in the United States, country singers in general have been seen to be Republican supporters. She's, very white, girl next door,
Yes.
country singer, sings about very wholesome things and relationships. Is not seen as a bad girl, but very much that good girl, wholesome American values, which are the preserve of the conservatives, but comes from a, Democratic state
But
like
progressive.
Pennsylvania. Progressive, totally progressive,
And
which is
that's
why
the
she's
change.
confusing to
Yes.
both sides, which
Yes.
should be the dream of any big entertainer, really, in my view. But given that she once leaned towards one side in the past, and we're heading now into an election in the United States where we're talking about, there's Trump and Nikki Haley on one side. There's the kind of collapsing figure of Biden. I mean, that's a rude thing to say, but
It is,
but
it is
it's
true that
with each passing day,
the house is not in order.
yeah. So, given that, do you think there could be pressure on Taylor Swift to actually make a choice?
I think she's having fun. I don't think she's feeling pressure.
Yeah.
Because it's her space. She wants to, she will. She does not want to, she won't. So I don't think she's feeling the pressure, but I do see a lot of conversation. So she feels, I think, more than anything, and she's young.
Yeah.
So more than anything else, the responsibility. You see, in all her interviews and conversations, there's a lot of conversation about the responsibility that comes with the position that she holds, the influence that she holds, and therefore I think she's being just responsible.
Yeah.
She's being careful.
Because it's also
I don't
risky.
think pressure. It is very risky.
It's a huge risk. I mean,
Imagine if you have, and also, you have the war.
Yeah.
You have a lot of
Yeah.
issues where maybe she does not agree.
and
with,
she hasn't gone out on a limb on any of those
so
sensitive
she's not,
issues.
Yeah, so she might not agree with the administration. So this is a very very sensitive, yet a very clear space for her in terms of when she wants to, if she wants to. I don't see her endorsing the Biden administration, at least not in the coming days, because there is no clarity.
Yeah.
Look at their house is not in order, their policies are not in place, so they need to show what they're coming in with. For you know why she so quickly endorsed the Democrats in 2020s, because she knew what she did not want.
Yeah, yeah.
Here you have what you do not want, but do you really want this?
It's a difficult choice.
It's
yeah.
a difficult choice. I think so. She's taking her.
I know we're talking about Taylor Swift, but Geeta, you and I both know, and obviously our viewers also know, that Taylor Swift isn't just an individual. She is the centerpiece of a multi-billion-dollar enterprise.
Yes.
So, I'm sure she's completely individual and she can take her own
No,
decisions.
but she has a huge team.
But something like this can't just be her own decision. She must be having the
Huge
world's
PR team.
biggest advisors, the biggest consultants, the biggest lobbyists, biggest, all manner of experts who must be feeding into this whole thing.
Yeah.
And, probably advising on whether she should be going out on a limb at all, which means that from now till the elections, every move by Taylor Swift is going to be dissected.
Absolutely, because anything she does, any event she is at, or if there are performances, they're going to look at what she's wearing, how what she's saying, has she touched a thing that could look or spoken about something that could seem democratic in any way. So yes, they are going to dissect everything she does. I think that's where the pressure comes. So much pressure in just being the person that she is, with the following that she has and the influence that she has. But at the end of the day, whether if she endorses or does not endorse, you can see one person influencing an entire election of a country that's a superpower.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
in itself is amazing, because one would have never thought you'd have one person who can actually change how an election is going to really look like.
And
and these are early days.
and it's an academic study as well. These are early days. It's also Taylor Swift's enterprise is already an academic study in the dynamics of influence in the modern world. Apart from who or what or which party or which side Taylor Swift may actually endorse or may not, the irony, of course, here from now till the election, Geeta, is that her team is possibly not going to be putting as much pressure on her to make a choice as much as to not make a choice.
I completely
or to
agree.
indicate, or
I completely
by
agree.
mistakenly indicate that
Yes.
they've sided with someone.
Which is why the entire team will not maybe work on endorsement, because that would be a decision taken.
Yeah.
It'll only be on what not to do, how not to give an idea that you have endorsed. And so much of planning will go on around that. And also, it's so amazing, Shiv, that you have one person that both camps are vying for and are looking at. And like in India, if this were the case, if we had one star endorsing one campaign, we'd just pick up another star, and there's no match.
There's no match. Nobody comes anywhere close to Taylor. That's the incredible uniqueness, singularity of the Taylor Swift phenomenon. Whether it is Bill Maher, whether it is all the biggest commentators in the United States, they all incredibly unite, Geeta, on this one aspect, that Taylor Swift is going to be perhaps the most prominent influencer, literally a political influencer, as far as this upcoming election is concerned. The lines between politics and entertainment have long blurred. When you command $1 billion concert tour, when literally stock markets are contingent on whether Taylor Swift is going to be flying in time from Japan to the United States to attend the Super Bowl, you're clearly more than just a country singer. So Taylor Swift, elections 2024 in the United States, Geeta and I will of course be watching those things very, very closely. Will Taylor Swift make an endorsement or not? Only she and her multi-billion-dollar enterprise actually know at this point of time. But keep watching us and we will continue to update you on this very, very exciting story.